Ready to see your car?
Yes. I worked so hard for that car. Wow. It even smells like it did when I got it.
What is up, guys? Thank you so much for stopping by at the channel. Today is our 16-year anniversary, me and my wife's 16-year anniversary, and I thought it would be really cool to get her old car back when she was in high school. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned. So right now I'm sitting in the parking lot at the post office. I'm actually dropping off all the decals, the t-shirts and stuff, all the orders that you guys did for this month's giveaway. By the way, there's only one more day left, so today's Monday, tomorrow. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. So today's gonna be kind of different. I actually bought a car. This car was my wife's when she was in high school about 17 years ago. And kind of a long story, so we'll get into that, guys. It's pretty interesting, so make sure you guys stay tuned. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But right now, it's been sitting in the garage for months, so I gotta give it a good car wash. I'll show you guys what kind of vehicle it is. I think you guys are gonna be pretty impressed with what she drove back in the day. Can this car wash door open any faster? I don't feel like hand washing it today. Maybe I'll do that some other time, but for now I just want to get it done. And then I will probably gonna go ahead and throw some spray wax on it, shine her up a little bit. I'll go ahead and show the car to my wife. You know, with this car being so old, one thing I noticed is the window is open and it won't close all the way. So it looks like I'll be fixing that. Lovely. Yeah, this car's definitely got some pep to it. It will not beat the Duramax, though, I can tell you that. Let me show you what I have. When me and my wife were in high school, my wife purchased this vehicle. Now, at the time, I drove a 1991 Chevy Beretta GT. Some of you guys that are younger probably don't even know what I'm talking about. It's an old car. And when she got this car, I felt like $1 million because I had a rich girlfriend. You know what I mean? At the time, the car was, you know, brand new, and it was a Grand Prix, man. I remember back in the day, Grand Prix were like fast. Like if you had a Grand Prix, you were like you were awesome. You know what I mean? You were the cool kid on the block if you had a Grand Prix. But anyways, I joined the Army after September 11th, 2001. That's actually the biggest reason why I joined the military. Later on, I left. I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for basic training in AIT, and then I was stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas. So at that point, as a private, I didn't make a lot of money. I believe at the time, even being married, I was bringing home like $700 a month. So I was only able to afford a one-bedroom apartment and enough, I guess, just enough money to pay the bills. So with that being said, my wife, because we got married right when I came back from my training in the military, we went to Kansas when I was stationed there. So unfortunately, we weren't able to keep the car. Now, this is the car that I'm sitting in right now, guys. This was years ago. This is the car that we met in. I mean, this car has a lot of history. But what I thought was really cool was when I left, my mother-in-law actually took over the payments because she knew we weren't able to afford the car. There was no way. Because at the time, man, I know it's an old car. It's a 2000 Grand Prix. But at the time, the payments, you know, were like $200-300 a month. There was no way I was able to afford that. So I had to buy a really cheap, crappy car just to get around while I was in Kansas when I was stationed there. It was really cool. When I came back from my deployment from Iraq, I decided to buy my dream car, which is a GTP. It was an 02 Pontiac Grand Prix GTP, supercharged 3.8 liter. That was the coolest car. That was like my ultimate high at the time. Now, the cool thing is when I was on leave, I'd come back here to Michigan, and I'd always see this black car that me and my wife met in sitting at my mother-in-law's house in a garage, collecting dust, tires flat, just sitting there. To be honest with you, the only time this car was ever driven is when my wife's grandmother came back up from Florida to visit. She drove this car to church every time she was here in Michigan. So she drove the car to church back and forth. That was it. The car hasn't seen a winter. The car's got under 100,000 miles. It's in really good shape. Every time I'd come back, and it was like once or twice a year, I'd always see this car, and I always said to myself, one day I'm gonna buy that car back. I've even said it to my in-laws a few times. One day I'm gonna buy that car back. What really sucked was when I moved to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I deployed to Afghanistan, and I've always wanted a Duramax. Now this is years ago, and when I came back, the only way to get this Duramax was to trade in my GTP, which I owned. So that was really tough on me, but I was able to buy a 2007.5 LMM Duramax, and I love that truck. It was a great truck. This car has got some history, man. And me and my father-in-law, we were sitting around about a month ago. We were just talking in his garage, and I was talking to him about my experiences with this Grand Prix that I'm sitting in right now, and how it just sits in a garage and it's in really good shape. And I told him, I'm like, hey, you ready to sell that car to me? And he told me, give me $1,000. He told me to give him $1,000 for this car. I'd say this car is about an 8 out of 10 as far as condition wise. It's in really good shape. It's got under 100,000 miles on it. So $1,000 to me is a steal. I would pay $3,000 for this car, to be honest with you, just because it's got so much history, and I'm so glad that we have it. I think this would be a really cool car just to keep as a classic, you know, as an heirloom. And it's funny because, like, I mean, I'm not old, but I mean, that's years ago, and it seems like years are flying. It's just nuts, man. She has seen the car already, okay? So I'm not going to be like, surprise, I bought you a car. It's not like that. She's already seen the car. She knows I bought the car. But she drove this car back to work every day when she was in high school. She drove it to school every day. She drove all the way to Flint to see me when I lived in Flint. But this is her vehicle. You know, it's hers. It's not mine. It's just the history that I have with the vehicle. It's mine. You know, it's us. It's ours. I mean, you know, it's ours now since we're married. It's just really cool. I mean, if you think about it, she probably paid 25, 26 grand for this vehicle. We couldn't afford it. My mother-in-law paid it off, and then we paid him $1,000 to get it back. As my wife's in the house right now, we haven't really even gone through the vehicle yet. We haven't gone through the car, looked under the seats, checked everything out. I haven't done any of that. Really, I gave my father-in-law the check. He actually drove to my house, dropped the car off, and he took off. So I haven't really gone through the car completely. So I think this is going to be a cool little segment. My wife hasn't seen the car while it's been cleaned, so usually the vehicle's pretty dirty, dusty, sitting on flat tires in a garage all the time. When she looks back, when she first got the vehicle, when it was nice and clean, it's going to be good. So car's not really ever seen a winter. There's no rust. It's in really good shape. So let me go ahead and get her out and have her look at the vehicle. Stay tuned, guys. Wait, how many years is it? I keep saying 16.
What, since I bought that car?
Yeah.
We're going on more like 17 now because we'll be married.
So I'm not too far off.
Yeah, we'll be married 16 years on Monday.
Married, 4 kids, mortgage, YouTube channel. Who would have thought?
I don't know. We're just still regular people.
All right, hang on. I gotta slow down. I parked it out in the grass so it looks better.
It looks better in the grass?
Yeah, vehicles always look better in the grass.
Ooh, look at shiny.
I know.
Look at the shiny black.
Yeah.
Look
I can see why you got a black car. What's that?
Isn't that a nice color?
Yeah, maybe I should get the Duramax black again. What do you think?
What happened to my door?
I don't know.
Did you explain why we've been without it for
all
these years?
Because we were broke and your parents were rich and...
Oh, not rich. Yeah, when you joined the Army, we couldn't afford that thing.
Yeah, well, now we own it. $1,000.
I know, that's a good deal, huh?
Yeah.
I worked so hard for that car. I worked almost every day after school. I was a senior in high school, and I worked every single weekend to be able to afford that car my senior year in high school.
And the insurance isn't cheap in Michigan either.
Yeah, I know. But I think I only had it for, what, not even a year? And then we got married.
Yep.
And I had to leave it, so.
Yep. But then we got a Grand Prix again.
Yeah, well, after you were deployed a couple times.
Yeah, so we could afford it.
Yeah.
You want to sit in it?
It's nice. Well, it's low.
It is low, yes.
Did you feel weird driving it? You feel like you were dragging on the ground?
Yeah, that's what your daughter was saying in the car.
Oh, Keith.
But yeah.
Can I drive it? Listen to that. Listen to that.
Go ahead, wrap it up.
Listen to that horsepower.
I remember when I thought this car was fast.
Yeah, that's the only reason you dated me, right?
Yep, that's it.
Isn't he nice? You're so nice to me. 93,000 miles.
Yeah.
And this is a year 2000.
It's a 2000. It's just crazy. So we haven't gone through the cars, so I didn't want to go through anything. Anything special at all? Did you look in the glove box or?
What is that?
Oh no! Hey, it's one of those discs. It's funny. Some people probably don't even know what that is. That's
wow,
hilarious.
This brings you back. You think there's a computer we can see what's on this?
This is you actually. So you probably saved your homework on that.
Probably. This was probably a homework assignment of some sort.
That is funny.
That is too funny.
Man.
What else is in these?
Well, the only thing that I found wrong with the car is the window. I think the window actuator is bad.
Oh wait, what's this? Oh, a couple pens and pencils. Need those when you're in school.
Seriously, it seriously sat at your mom's house and just really did nothing.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that ashtray. Classy.
Oh yeah, they don't make those in the cars no more.
Man, it's funny because years ago, I thought it'd be cool to install some sweet speakers in the back, some 6x9s, and they're still in there, and they're blown.
Oh yeah, you remember what you did?
No, don't say it.
We're not talking about that.
Okay, say it. Go ahead, say it.
Oh hey, I'm gonna hook up a sweet speaker and put it in your trunk, and it'll sound really awesome. Next thing I know, my whole module fries, and I had to take it to the dealership and get a whole module. What,
And
$400?
there was smoke coming out of the vents.
Yeah, smoke the vents and everything. That was back in your you thought you knew what you were doing days.
Yeah.
You kind of have those days still, don't you?
Hey, easy there, easy. Only Earl.
Oh yeah, Earl.
So you happy that you have your car back?
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a classic in what, like 5 years?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's 25 years or something like that.
Yeah. So this will be considered a classic.
Do you feel old?
Yes. I feel old without the car.
Overall, I'm really happy. I'm glad we have the car back. It's kind of emotional, so I'm just really glad we have the car back.
Yeah. It's definitely
even though it's your car, not mine, but
definitely brings back memories.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your favorite memory?
We can't talk about that. No, I think my favorite memory was prom.
Yeah, we went to prom in this, and we drove this after we got married, and yeah, drove it to Missouri to see you graduate from basic training, from AIT. Yeah, lots of memories in this car.
Well, I'm glad it's still in good shape. That's all I got to say.
It is in amazing
That's half
shape.
that's half the battle.
I mean, considering it's a Michigan car, the thing's in
Yeah, there's no rust. There's not
awesome shape. It's a 2000.
Yeah, there's not a lick of rust on this car. It's perfect. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect car, but it's perfect to me.
So yeah, all we got to do now is match this color, you know, match that to this color.
Oh gosh, here we go. You want to start it up and give it a little rip down the road? Sure. Feel the power. Oh, there she goes. Man, I'll tell you what though, that car looks sharp going down the road.
This thing brings back, like, I feel young again.
You are young.
I know, like I feel young again driving it, like I'm in high school again. This thing whips around pretty good too.
Oh yeah, we should race. We should do a 4-wheel drive boost launch with the Duramax.
Yeah, it gets up and goes. I forgot how quick this car is.
Now we got to put a supercharger on it.
I drive it everywhere now, but all of our kids won't fit in it.
Yeah, it's too bad.
That's why I get to drive the minivan now.
Okay guys, so that is all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for watching the channel. I know it's a little different on the videoing here. It's different because it's not Duramax related, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm really grateful that we were able to get that car back. So, and I'm hoping that you're happy with it as well.
Bring the memories back.
Yeah. Also, really quick here, tomorrow will be the giveaway announcement for the Ryan's Diesel Service Turbo giveaway. Me and Ryan are going to be going live, as well as try to get Kyle on there too, Rustbelt Mechanic. We'll go ahead and announce that winner. Thank you so much for everybody who participated in that giveaway, and then hopefully I can get another giveaway geared up here pretty shortly for you guys. But hey, other than that, guys, I do appreciate your time as always. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.